had so many others, in ways that were both obvious and beyond even their imaginings. He left them with a pile of rubble, feeling wounded and betrayed. Those who stood up to him ran the risk of being frozen out. He was petty and vindictive. Few dared challenge him, worried that if they did, they would bring the show down. That reluctance ruined them and left the Liberal Party in its sorriest state since it was founded by Robert Menzies in 1944. Morrison's secret takeover of ministries showed a contempt of Parliament, of conventions, and of his ministers, including those he called his best friends, like Josh Frydenberg and Stuart Robert. They took it very personally. After the revelations, his former colleagues spat out all the M words: messianic, megalomaniacal, and plain mad. Dutton's shadow cabinet decided that Australians would care more about the cost of living, so muted its criticisms. They didn't want to rake over the past. They didn't want to provoke him into forcing a by-election for his seat, which they feared they would lose, so they continued the protection racket, compounding the damage to their reputations and the party's standing. Perversely, they accused the government of playing politics instead of focusing on more important things, such as the economy. As if fundamentally undermining the proper functioning of responsible government, as the Solicitor General, Stephen Donoghue, put it, was of little consequence. Morrison's actions were profoundly wrong on every level. They should have cut him loose immediately. Instead, they showed they had learned nothing from their defeat. There was only one senior-serving Liberal who had the guts to say publicly, immediately, that he should quit Parliament: Karen Andrews. She was right. He was a constant reminder of everything that had gone wrong with the Liberal Party. After he found out that the Prime Minister had secretly acquired Treasury, Frydenberg, who had been loyal beyond measure to Morrison, was furious. When they eventually spoke, he said to Morrison, "You wouldn't do it again if you had your time over." Incredibly, Morrison replied, "Yes, I would." The longer Morrison stayed in Parliament, the lower down he would drag them, and the harder and longer would be the rebuilding process. He stayed, crumpled in his seat on the backbench next to Alex Hawke, glowering at the man who had replaced him. His near neighbours could hear him muttering, bitter and resentful that he had been beaten by someone he regarded as so inadequate. Morrison had always underestimated Albanese, who was both resilient and street-smart. When Morrison tried to taunt him or intimidate him during terse off-mic exchanges in Parliament, Albanese, a product of New South Wales Labor when it really was a political killing machine, would brush him off, saying, "I have fought people a lot tougher than you, mate." Albanese constructed Labor's winning strategy, stuck by it in the face of external criticism and internal doubts, faltered at a critical time, then recovered to secure majority government, something that only 3 other Labour leaders had done before him since the Second World War. Albanese knew, as surely as Dutton and Frydenberg did, that keeping the focus on Morrison would deliver victory. There were many factors that contributed to the coalition's defeat. The desertion of women, the desertion of Chinese Australians, a yearning for tougher action on climate change, the desire to restore integrity and trust in institutions, and lingering frustrations over COVID. Hanging over all of it like a dark mist was Morrison. There was no escape from him, not for one moment. There was not a single cut-through policy he offered to leaven the images or lift the vote. When